The last few weeks have felt like a shockwave for Aptera, one of those rare moments where everything changes at once. And if you've been following this company even a little, you already know they never do anything quietly. This time is no different. The company has officially entered the world of public trading, and the aftermath has been dramatic, to put it lightly. But beneath all the noise, something important is happening, something that might shape the entire future of their production path. When a brand new company steps onto the public stage, there's always uncertainty. But Aptera took that uncertainty and turned it into a roller coaster. Their first day of trading swung from around $23 per share all the way down to $3 before bouncing back. It didn't just dip, it plummeted, soared, and then stabilized in classic Aptera fashion. Unpredictable, intense, and nearly impossible to look away from. Before all this happened, there were big assumptions floating around. Many thought that early investors, or even the co-founders, were preparing to unload their shares the moment trading opened. But thanks to public filings and confirmations from Aptera's internal team, it became clear that the co-founders didn't cash out. That rumor died the moment the official documents said otherwise. And that alone significantly reshaped the narrative around the stock's performance. Now here's where things get more interesting. That extremely volatile trading day didn't just make headlines. It unexpectedly positioned the company to use their $75 million equity line of credit, originally signed with New Circle Capital. This was the elephant in the room for months, a deal that could either be a lifeline or a liability, depending on where the stock settled. And now that the stock's price has stabilized at a usable level, Aptera can officially pull from that financial resource. Whether they will disclose how much they draw remains unknown, but even this possibility sets the stage for new movement on the production line. Stock dilution never feels good, especially when a company is still climbing its early steps. But at this point in Aptera's story, this route may be the most realistic path forward. The long-hoped-for giant investor who swoops in to fund everything simply hasn't appeared. Instead, Aptera is piecing together a realistic approach to build their vehicle one milestone at a time. And honestly, that is far more grounded than hype-chasing promises ever would be. The most exciting part, however, is not the stock or the volatility. It's the production line that's finally taking shape with real, tangible progress. After months of uncertainty about who would handle what, Aptera is now actively building out their assembly systems for the upcoming validation vehicles. Seeing photos of lined-up body structures suddenly makes this long-anticipated product feel real in a way we haven't seen before. At first, it seemed like CPC would remain the sole manufacturer of the body and carbon components. That may have worked for the earliest prototypes, but Aptera eventually realized that scaling up for real production demands a more efficient strategy. Shipping completed bodies takes up huge amounts of space, but shipping stackable subcomponents, that's an entirely different equation. And that realization changed everything. They've started onshoring the body and carbon assemblies to their facility in Carlsbad, California. This shift allows Aptera to load efficiently stacked components into shipping containers, reducing the costs and complications of international logistics. And the best part? The expensive hard tooling they paid for in Italy still remains essential. They're simply moving the later stage assembly closer to home. That means lower operational costs and more control over the production timeline. From the outside, the biggest question is whether all this new momentum means Aptera can still get low-volume deliveries rolling next year. There's no official confirmation, but based on the direction they're taking, it feels more possible now than it has in a long time. Even in the meantime, building multiple validation vehicles with real production weight and production-grade aerodynamics is the most promising step yet. These are not hand-built prototypes anymore. These are early indicators of the cars people will actually buy. Recent photos show 10 or 11 body structures ready for assembly and staff training. It's an incredible shift from the one-off prototypes we've been seeing for years. Their chassis supplier is already shipping validation-ready chassis to the US, meaning Aptera is getting closer to testing real weight, real batteries, real aerodynamics, and real-world range for the first time. And that is where things get exciting, because once the production-grade vehicles roll out, we'll finally get hard numbers on efficiency, range, and solar charging capability. There's still a lot of debate about Aptera's early efficiency claims. The company made those promises years ago, before design changes, before losing their hub motors, and before the EPA updated its testing standards. There's no denying that efficiency expectations might shift. But here's the part many people forget. Even if Aptera misses its most optimistic numbers by 20 or even 30%, it would still be the most efficient road-legal vehicle on Earth. Think about that for a moment. Even if it doesn't achieve 10 miles per kilowatt hour, even if the solar yield ends up being less than 40 miles of free range per day, it will still outperform everything else on the market by a massive margin. The closest competitors, including some of the most advanced electric sedans in the world, still barely reach 5 miles per kilowatt hour in real conditions. Hitting 7 miles per kilowatt hour would be groundbreaking, and Aptera has a real shot at that. Solar charging is a massive part of this story. Every EV today, no matter how advanced, gains exactly 0 miles from sitting in the sun. Aptera changes that equation forever. Even 20 miles of solar range per day, half of what was originally promised, still gives over 100 miles of free range per week, or over 400 miles per month. No plugging in, no home installation required, no dependency on charging networks, just sunlight, the most abundant energy source humanity has. Even as someone deeply connected to the EV world, the appeal of Aptera goes far beyond specs. There's something refreshing about driving a car whose brand identity isn't tied to a celebrity figure, political debates, or online arguments. Aptera's conversations revolve around engineering, aerodynamics, efficiency, and solar charging, not controversies or personalities. You can talk about science, not Silicon Valley drama. And despite all the uncertainty, despite all the questions that still remain, Aptera continues moving forward with a level of resilience that almost feels improbable. Their approach challenges everything the EV industry thinks it knows: lower weight, smaller batteries, higher efficiency, and solar augmentation instead of massive battery packs. It's a completely different vision of what electric transportation can be. As production inches closer, even hitting a real-world range above 300 miles with a 40 kilowatt-hour battery pack would be astonishing. That's less capacity than many plug-in hybrids carry, yet Aptera could rival or surpass the range of far heavier EVs. Lower weight means lower cost. Lower weight means lower maintenance. Lower weight means better performance and lower operating expenses. And all of that aligns perfectly with what Aptera has been trying to build from the beginning: a radically efficient, accessible, and future-proof electric vehicle. The coming months will reveal just how close Aptera can get to their original ambitions. Whether they achieve 400 miles of range or something slightly below it. Whether solar yields hit their highest projections or land somewhere modest. The broader impact remains the same. Aptera is creating a new segment, one where efficiency matters not just on paper, but in everyday ownership. As things continue to move forward, these next validation builds will give a clearer picture of what the final production vehicle will truly be capable of. There are still many questions waiting to be answered: pricing updates, real-world charging data, production speed, scaling challenges. But each update brings the future a little more into focus. For now, the most exciting part is simply seeing progress again. Seeing components arrive, seeing assembly lines take shape, seeing an idea transform into something tangible. The path ahead won't be simple, but it's finally visible. And that alone is a major milestone. The next chapter is coming, one validation vehicle at a time.